Hello traders, good afternoon. Welcome back to the channel. This is Vishal, and in today's special episode, I'll be sharing some important information on a tool which is called volume profile. I hope many of you would already be knowing what is volume profile. In case any of you do not know this, then I'll try to share this in a small description. Now, on the screen, we have this stock Reliance Industries. If I plot the volume, and I hope all of you know what volume means. Now, this is the way how volume is represented on a chart below the price. What does this actually volume mean? This volume means the total quantum of volume which was there on that particular day. If I just click on this data window, and if I click over here, on Friday, we had a volume of almost 10.414 million shares traded in Reliance Industries. But if you want to understand how much volume has happened at a particular level, like if you want to understand how much volume was there on the possibly high of the day or the low of the day, then that will not be possible with this volume bars. So that is where we can use volume profile, and we can understand at different levels how the volumes are reacting and how to find important support and resistance level in the market with the help of this tool. Now, before we go ahead in this video, you need to understand one thing, that volume profile is not just one single tool. This tool has been broken down into many different things. You can see over here. So today we are going to concentrate on session volume. We are also going to speak about visible range and the one which I use, fixed volume profile. All three today we'll be discussing. First one which we'll be discussing today is going to be the visible range. Now, if I click on this visible range, you can see immediately this histogram has been plotted over here. Now, what is this exactly? This means from the starting of the price over here on possibly September 7th, 2022 till Friday, in this entire range, where is the maximum amount of volume which has been made? That is what volume profile is showing. Now, many of you who know volume profile will be saying that this is the POC, the point of control, where the maximum amount of volume has happened. Yes, I do agree with that. But just giving importance to volume profile POC, point of control, is not the right way to watch volume profile. You also need to give importance to these bars which are slightly large in nature and they are colored. If you see, these bars are pretty much transparent. So not a lot of volumes have been generated over here. They have been generated, but not a lot. The maximum chunk of volume has been generated within this range. So this entire range, the maximum amount of volume has been generated. Now, if you want to see how much exactly volumes have been generated, what you can do is you can just click over your values and you will get all the figures over here, which I don't think is that much necessary. But in case if you want to do that, you can surely go ahead and click on it. Second thing is, in case if you want to possibly place it on the left hand side of the screen to minimize the disturbance, then you can also do that. All right. So basically what happens over here, if I zoom in or if I zoom out, you will see these histograms of volume profile will be changing, and at times wherever you will see a larger histograms have been made, that particular area would have acted somewhere around the corner as important levels. Say for example, this is the POC. You can see over here how it has reacted as a support. Over here it has tried to provide resistance to the market, right? Over here again there is no POC, but this particular bar is pretty large in nature. It has been able to provide pretty good support, and you can see a rally. Again over here, this is the last bottom in Reliance just below 2000, and you can see from there Reliance has rallied almost above 2600. Pretty good rally. right? So this is a way to use volume profile, but according to me, this looks little bit too much on the screen for my eyes, for my comfort. So this is not the way I use volume profile. There is nothing wrong in that, my friends. There is nothing wrong, but this is not the way I use volume profile. I'll show you how I use. Now, the second way to use volume profile, in case if you are a extremely short-term trader, say for example, if you are a day trader, you are an intraday trader, then you can use this session volume profile HD. Now, to use this, obviously you need to go to a shorter term time frame chart like 5 minutes. What happens over here is automatically the volume profile indicator will provide you the information that at what particular level the maximum amount of volumes have been generated. Say for example, on Friday, the maximum amount of volume generated was on the price of 25.20. But if you check properly, this was the range where maximum amount of volume was generated. And if you see properly, once the price entered into this zone, it stayed within this zone, tried to stay within this zone for the entire day. I guess that is what day traders, range bound day traders look at. Say, for example, if it breaks this level, there's a possibility that Reliance would have rallied, some sort of day trading breakout would have come. That is the information, that is what day traders try to extract. But we need to understand that only looking at volume profile is not going to help you to take important decisions in day trading. You need to have more tools like momentum indicators. You need to plot moving averages or any other indicator. Say, for example, you can use a Donchian channel to understand where is the trend, where is the momentum, where is the support, resistance, and then you can take your trades. If you're using a 15-minute chart, there are some people who use a 15-minute chart rather than a 5-minute chart. So even in that case, you will be able to understand that you will get this range pretty much nicely, right? If you check this particular day, the maximum chunk of volumes came within this zone. And probably if you check, the entire day was spent within this zone. When this zone was cracked, the next day, you saw slowly and steadily market coming down. But again, you need to understand that just using volume profile is not going to help you to probably initiate a trade. You need a substantial amount of tools which will help you to understand the trend of the market, the trend of the stock. And once you have the information of the important support and resistance, and then only you will be able to take a call in that. And also one important thing which you need to understand is that just do not concentrate on the POC or this particular bar, which is very big. You need to understand that this entire range, especially this range, and from this point to this point, this is an entire zone where a lot of volumes have been generated, because I've seen people concentrating just on the POC. No, my friends, that is not how things work. All right. Now let's look at it with the perspective how I use volume profile. What I use is fixed range volume profile. That is why I have already added over here in my favorite indicators. If you have not added, you can just go to this particular tab of volume profile and you can just click this particular star over here and you will be able to add it. Now, say for example, if you're a swing trader and you want to use multiple time frame for your analysis, how are you going to do that? Say for example, you can say Reliance Industries has been in an uptrend, all right, and you would like to buy the dips, and say for example, this is a dip and from here you want to go and buy. You can also find support, you can also find resistance with this tool. What I'll do is from this high to this low, I'll try and just plot the fixed range volume profile. And if you can see properly, this is a range where the maximum amount of volumes had been generated. Now see properly how price has reacted over here. Once price started moving higher, twice in the hourly time frame chart, price did face a resistance, right? In the hourly time frame chart, Reliance from 22.58, it already came down till 22.35. And then the next day when it gave a breakout, it went up, it retested this zone, which was the lower end of the support band, and then it started going higher. And then you can see how the rally panned out. So this is how you can find resistances in a stock where you're trying to initiate a swing trade. Let's take one another example. Let's take, suppose, ITC. Say, for example, over here, this was a pretty much zigzag way where the stock had came down and then it's trying to go up. Now, if I want to plot the fixed range over here, you'll be able to see that there is a fair bit of bars within this zone. Or you can catch even this one. So you can see how price has reacted over here. In this candle, you can see an inverted hammer because ITC from this level of 411, it tried to rally till 414.30, but price could not close above this because there was a fair bit of resistance over here because fair bit of volumes had been generated over here. Once again, you can see price which did open at 413 the next day. It went above till 414.35 and again it tested a low of 410. But once price did close above 414.80, above this zone especially, there was no stopping and the short-term rally carried forward. You can see price almost going till 430 or even higher, right? You can also use this on daily charts. I generally use it on the hourly time frame charts. Like say, for example, if you want to check what is the maximum amount of volume which has been generated from this point to a larger picture. If I want to check the larger picture, you will be able to see that the maximum amount of volumes generated were within this zone, right? So how did it help? It did help to understand that in case if ITC comes down, then possibly 440 is going to act, probably will act as a decent support. And probably you can see even over here, there is a previous low. Even over here, this is a low. So this is how price, which is combined with the volume profile, can give us an accurate level in the market. Let's go ahead and check a couple of examples more. Let's check HDFC Bank. Now in HDFC Bank, you can see that the stock has rallied, it's come down and it went up again and again it came down. Now let's have a look over here. In the hourly time frame charts, if I plot from the highest point to the lowest point, you can see how volumes have reacted over here. This is the zone. Now you will say that price has been able to go above this range, okay, but still it did not react properly and it crashed down. Well, we need to understand one thing. There are two things to understand over here. The first thing is every tool is not going to work every time. Do you have 100% strike rate in your trading? No, it is not possible. Second thing is, if you look carefully to the candles which have been made over here do not give us too much of confidence. Okay, I've just zoomed out from the daily time frame chart. You can see that the candles which have been made over here does not ooze confidence. This candle is a big red candle, which means it tried to close above the range, but it was facing difficulty, not being able to close above this range confidently. And even if you see, these candles are pretty small candles in range and they could not close above this particular zone. And that is the reason why HDFC Bank failed to rally ahead. Now, if I want to derive an information from this point to this point, which is the level in the market where has the maximum amount of volume, you can just plot from the lowest low to the highest high and you will get this information. See how nicely over here volume profile has helped you to understand that this is the zone where the maximum amount of volume has happened. Especially this is the POC. This is where POC comes in work, and this is from exactly where the bounce back came in HDFC Bank. From probably a level of 1635, the stock bounced till 1705. Could not close above this zone properly, confidently, and again it's coming back. So this is how volume profile is going to actually help you to derive accurate levels in the market, to understand accurate support and resistance in the market. All right, let's have a look to one more stock. Let's have a look at DLF. Okay. Now, if you are a positional trader, say if you are a trader who wants to trade for probably a period of 3 to 4 months or maybe even 6 months, obviously you're going to take into consideration a lot more data. What you need to do is from the lowest point to the highest point, you'll plot the volume profile and you will get the information that this is the zone. This is the first zone which I'll take into consideration where the maximum volumes have been generated. Even this is the information which is right. There are a lot of volumes, but majority I will say this zone and this zone. And you can see over here how nicely POC, the volume profile, has been able to share the accurate levels in DLF. And from this zone, 470, 475, twice the stock has rallied pretty nicely from 475 to a level of around, you can say 512 to 515, a decent momentum on the upside, right? So if you are a trader who wants to derive information for the next 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, you are going to take into consideration a lot more data rather than in a comparison of a swing trader. Say, for example, if you're a swing trader, how you're going to use this tool? Probably when you're trying to go long from here, you will check that hopefully I'm not buying at a resistance. So you will take the recent high and low and you'll just plot over here and find out. This is the information which we have, right? This is the level where maximum amount of volumes have been generated, especially on this zone. And once you can see the way prices have reacted over here, we have a decent breakout at this level of 506. Stock rallied immediately by 10 points, right? So this is how you're going to use volume profile. Fixed range volume profile is the tool which I generally use rather than session volume HD or the visible range volume profile. All right. So I hope, my friends, that this video will help you to understand how to find accurate levels in the stocks, in the index, to derive important accurate levels in the market. Do share your comments. How did you find this video? Was it helpful for you? Was it not helpful for you? So it will help me to get proper information from all of you, and I can make more videos in the future for all of you. Trade well and stay safe. Thank you.